Welcome to The Ones Who Ran, a special series on the Agege Bread podcast. This is where we spotlight the individuals who bravely stepped into the 2025 Edmonton City Council elections, those who put their ideas, passion, and dedication on the line, regardless of the final vote count. In this series, we sit down with the candidates who chose to run because they believed Edmonton could be better. They share their motivations, the challenges and the breakthroughs of campaigning, and the vision they carried for their communities. These conversations reveal the heart behind the headlines and the humanity often lost in political narratives. Today, we're proud to welcome Jennifer Rice, who ran in the ward Ipiihkoohkanipiaohtsi during the 2025 municipal election. Jennifer entered the race with a strong commitment to community well-being, transparent leadership, and meaningful civic engagement. Known for her compassion, integrity, and hands-on approach to problem-solving, her campaign resonated with residents seeking a grounded, authentic advocate for their ward. Though the election didn't end with a council seat, Jennifer's journey offers thoughtful reflections on public service, resilience, and the power of stepping forward even when the odds are uncertain. Join us as we dive into Jennifer Rice's story, why she ran, what she hopes to change, and what the experience taught her about leadership, community, and the future she still believes Edmonton can achieve. Ladies and gentlemen, Jennifer Rice, thank you for coming.
Thank you, and say good afternoon, everyone. And I'm Jennifer Rice, the former city councillor for the word Ipiihkoohkanipiaohtsi. Actually, you pronounced great.
I've been practicing.
Yeah, I know, and many people and found the word name and is a challenge to pronounce and even remember how to spell it.
Oh,
yeah,
I wouldn't even attempt to spell it. I mean, I could try, but
yeah, there's 21 years long,
yeah,
and you break down 8 syllables, and I have to practice so many times. And when I first ran back in 2021, and then you break down to 8 syllables, that's easy to remember. Yeah, Ipiihkoohkanipiaohtsi. And so thank you for this opportunity to talk about experience as former city councillor, also incumbent to run in 2025 election, because this year's election is really unique and different. There are lots of different, and compared to the 2021.
Okay, what was the unique difference between those two campaigns?
From my perspective, if we look at a unique difference, first of all, and then the systematic difference, and because this time, based on the election law changed, and there allowed political party be introduced into the race. And so in 2021, everyone ran as independent, and including myself. And so because this systematic change and impact how the resources be allocated to each candidate's election, and also impact how the public perceive the election process, and also impact how the candidates run the election, the campaign. So that is why, and as an incumbent, and I think I can do some comparison between 2021 and 2022. But before I do that, I really want to take this opportunity to share some information. And as a city council, as a city of Edmonton, and we have 12 wards. That means 12 councillors. And so each councillor's property represent average near to 100,000 people, some more, a little bit more, some a little bit less, but with the population growth in South Edmonton area, and people like South Edmonton area.
To the south.
Yeah, so I believe based on the new data somewhere, and then in South Edmonton area, the word Ipiihkoohkanipiaohtsi already probably over 100,000 population there,
Okay.
and there are about like over 30 neighborhoods. So one mayor. So that means 12 councilors plus one mayor, and every decision we made and then will be based on the votes and for the 13 member of city council. And as long as it passed 7-6 at the council meeting, and for the motion, for the decision, for the policies, and it's become our city's direction and policy. And during, and as you probably know, and before 2025, and there's some public survey and then conducted, and so the survey shows, and over 75% of Edmontonians not happy, and for the previous councils moving. That means the council in the term between 2021 and 25, that 4 years, the direction, the moving, including the high taxes increases, and then including some like priority issues or infrastructure project not focused on the people's needs and the community's needs. And so that create lots of let me say the way for the candidate, and try to focus on say we address people's unhappiness, and for the issue, we do not want to have high taxes. We want to have the cost-effective infrastructure, and because Edmonton is always as long the two seasons. People say one is winter, one is construction season. So that means we have to finish the infrastructure on schedule, on budget, and everything like that. Otherwise, and in the public's eye, the perception is, we never finished the project, and when we started a new project. So candidates, for the new candidates and the starting campaign on this type of sense, as an incumbent, and we have the record to already show what we had done and in the past 4 years. So I'm really proud of for my campaign is like my campaign is focused on Edmontonians' needs. And also I'm not just a promise with empty words say, if I was elected, I will do this. I actually demonstrate and provide the approval and proven records to say in the past 4 years, I have been already doing what you request for the next council to do.
Okay. Just so we make progress and stay focused on what we have to talk about, I will ask the question and you can just provide direct answers, and then we go from there. If you say anything that I want us to expand on, I will wait for you to finish and I will ask the question. You mentioned that you were an incumbent who ran in this election, and from the time 2021 to 2025, you were a city councillor. What were the things that you saw the city do that you considered something that wasn't in the right direction, which if you ran and won, you would have gone back to fix?
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Are you a business leader who wants to make a difference in the world? You need more than fluency in strategy, marketing, or even sustainability. You must understand how business interacts with society. Hi, I'm the host of Business and Society with Senthilnathan podcast. In the 30-minute fortnightly episodes, I promise to bring you the best ideas to develop you as a leader who can help shape business as a force for good. Join me as I discuss with some of the world's leading thinkers to understand the role of business and society. Subscribe to the Business and Society with Senthilnathan podcast.
So, of course, everyone is talking about the high taxes.
Yes, that's a big one.
That's a big one. And in the past 4 years when I was in council, and my goal is all, like my policy, my decision already based on what I heard from people and which words represented, I represented, and also the Edmontonians say they do not want that tax increase so much. So for certain tax increase, and it's understandable, and because we need a tax increase and to provide services, to keep service level as needed. However, the key concern and is about how we spend our tax dollars. And then for me as a city councilor, my focus is always to spend the tax dollars responsibly and wisely, and by prioritizing and focus on city's core services. And so that will never change, and no matter I was elected or not elected. And you mentioned about go back to fix. And that is what, if I was elected, I will go back to continue to push on our city to focus on and prioritize on the core services, and to make sure our tax increase at a reasonable level, and to support Edmontonians' affordability. And because many people, like the seniors with fixed income, and also with the cost of living increased so much, even you go to groceries shopping, and you can see the price increased so much. And then, however, and people's income did not increase that high, and compared to the tax rate increase. And in between 2021 and 25, the highest increase 8.9%.
Yeah.
And then, so that is not just one single increase. Every increase on the tax is accumulated, is compounded.
Oh.
So public may not understand what exactly mathematics shows that are compounded, but they can feel through their daily life. They go shopping, their cost of living, the rent, everything like that. And so for me, and then when I was doing campaign for 2025, and my goal, I told people, is this is my record. I already have been doing what he requests, and if I was elected, I will continue to push this.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna digress a bit, because it's not every day that you get a former council member on the Agege Bread podcast. There seems to be a disconnect between the city council and the populace. A topical issue with respect to this is the bicycle lanes. You go out to people and you hear a lot of Edmontonians saying they don't want this, but then the city keeps pushing forward on it. So do we have a council that just does what it wants to do, or one that listens to the people, the Edmontonians, and says, okay, we'll do what the people want us to do? What do you think is the reason for that disconnect?
So public may feel that disconnection, and also I heard over and over in my ward, and when I was councillor or I was campaign in 2025, they always feel like their voice was not heard. And so that created that disconnection you just mentioned. So this created a big questions to the candidate, and how do you make sure the people you represent's voice be heard at the council, because you're a representative.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that should be the fundamental principle for anybody who running for public office, and which is the fundamental principle for me. And no matter it's 2021 running or 2025 running, or no matter I was in council make a decision, and I based on what people told me. And I based on what I heard. So, but how to make sure and the people's voice be heard, and also how to make sure as a representative you have correct understanding to the people and you represent it. And I think it's really important to have that community engagement, and sometimes we call it the public engagement. So public engagement could be very very different forms. And then for me, and public engagement means and you have regular touch point and with the people you represent, and cafe meetings every month, and the newsletters provide updates. And for big decisions like budget, infill, backlines, and then all those big topic and controversial topics, and then you go to talk to people and doing survey, hold the town halls, and having one-on-one conversation at the doors to gather public opinions on those type of topics, and then you, based on what you heard, doing analysis and to make the decision to vote. Yeah. So that is why, and then for me, I'm proud to share that the feedback I received a lot, and then say Councillor Rice actually was one of the few councillors really listen to people and make decisions based on what she heard from people.
Nice. So what you've laid down it makes a lot of sense, but is that what is happening in reality? Does the city do all of this? You may be doing it, and I've looked into your background and I hear that you engage. I've met you at many occasions. You may not remember me. I do. Yeah. I'm an MC at events, and I've met you on a number of occasions. Yes. And I know on some of those occasions there were even short notices. Yeah. Oh, Jennifer Rice are you able to attend? And yes, and you show up actually. Yeah. I mean, I sent an email. Are you able to do a podcast with me? Here you are. You replied and said, yes, let's do it. And here you are. So that also, I'm not sitting here and saying she's just saying these things. I've seen you do them. Yeah. So the city should do surveys. The city should engage. The city should reach out to people, do town halls and things like that to arrive at decisions. Yeah. From your perspective as a former council member, was the city doing this?
Our city does have the public engagement process, and then including surveys, information sharing, sessions, and also social media accounts. And so from process perspective, yes, city does do it. And from decision making point, and this is upon each councillor how they make decision and to reflect what they think is the best interest of our city or best interest of our Edmontonians. And so I cannot comment on other my colleagues what they did, but to answer your question, yes, process widely city does do, and city has the entire process, and for any public engagement for the big topic, including budget. Okay. But the results to reflect, but every time if you look at, and the public's complaint is about, yes, city did this process, they check the boxes, they did the survey, they have public hearing session, we have public hearing session, and it's open to the public and for people.
Is the public attending?
Yeah, so
that's another thing.
Yeah, so is the public attending? That is one thing. Another thing is that the council member and how they make the decision. What's the fundamental factor and for them to base on to make decision? So I don't know other councillors, but for me, the fundamental factor is what I heard.
Right, because the city can put out a survey and say, we want to put a bicycle lane out here. Yeah. There's 200 people that respond to the survey in a community of 100,000 people. And then the 200 people go out there and say, yes, we want the bicycle lane. Yeah. I don't know what the city should do if they've put out a survey and only 200 people respond, out of which 150 say, yes, we want the bicycle lane. That's the process you're talking about. It's happened, and the majority say yes, they want the bicycle lane, and that's what the city.
But this sample size, like you said, if you only 200, how could that 200 to represent majority of the Edmontonians?
Yeah, that's
And there, you are right. There is a gap, and there is a disconnection, and between what the majority Edmontonians wants, and city.
It's a few people who actually show up to participate.
Yes, so that's created another question how we can make sure the public engagement be more efficient and more effective. And so even look at the 2025, the election vote turnout, 30%.
30%, yes.
30%
of 1 million, or let's say 700,000 voting age people.
Yes, 30% compared to 2021 is about 37%, if my memory is correct. So only 30%. And for each councillors to win the each ward, do you know how many votes? In my area, only 6,000.
Total votes.
Yeah, so 6,000 votes and you will win.
Wow.
And compared to 6,000, let's say between 6,000, 70,000 or 6,000, 80,000. Compared to you represent 100,000 people.
That's not.
You only have 6,000 people vote for you and you become city council. How your decision making process and how you reflect and the majority of the people's needs in the world and in the city. So that's definitely there is gap there.
Yeah.
And that is why people said, how could those council be perceived as they listen to the people? They may listen to how many people? And 6,000 compared to 100,000.
That's a lot of gap. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense to me. So from where you are, what could be the reason you would give for not getting your seat back? I think I've read in the news you're the only incumbent who didn't get re-elected.
Yeah.
Okay. What could do you have any theories?
I still try to figure out. And so why I'm saying this, and I want to be very transparent to say this, and the reason why around this time actually is based on people's request. And many people reach out to me, and then I receive lots of comments say, Councillor Rice, and you are actually one of the best councillors and in Edmonton history. And then what you did in the past 4 years and really gave us fresh air and how the politician should do. And then so you are actually one of the few councillors really listen to people and represent people. So people request me to run and then to continue to be their city councillor. So that is why I made a decision, and compared to the other candidates, I'm actually in like the March sometime, and then already, and then late a few months, because this time we talk about the difference. You could make decision and in the previous year, October. So October and compared to March has 6 months difference. So I made a decision March, and then but I really started the campaign. Really started the campaign probably in July. So I made my launching campaign launch in July 29th. July, end of July, and so because I was still doing the councilor's work and still doing engagement with my area and resolve the problems and then address people's needs and address people's concerns as a councilor, though not the candidate. People, YMCA this time, the results actually shocked me. The reason for me to say that, first of all, many people reach out to me, request me to continue. Number 2, I received the highest donation. The donation for the funding, for the campaign funding I received.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
And then so highest donation and for the so that time is from different angle to demonstrate, and people want to support me, want me continue, and so they put that financial support and behind. And also I received the highest signs confirmation
lawn signs.
Nonsense confirmation. So every single sign we put on the people's lawn, and we have permission. So my team and follow the election rule very, very responsibly. And then even though some lawyers outside, I don't know why the lawyers come from, and maybe from competition perspective, try to paint in my team, say put signs on the people's lawn without permission, but that is not true. That is totally incorrect.
Okay.
And so we put the sign on each lawn and with the permission. And if people change their mind, and we will take sign away. As long as they let us know they change mind, where is the address, my team will be doing the follow-up. So we have a quality control process even in place, and to make sure we respect people's preference. And so I'm proud. I run really respectful, professional, integrity, and clean campaign. And we received the highest, almost 3,000 signs confirmed. Can you imagine 3,000 signs means 3,000 families
said
yes.
Put your sign on our lawn.
On our lawn, and each family
they will vote for you.
Yes,
that's what it
so
means.
On each family, that means at least two votes or one vote. So I end up and get about close to 5,800.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember exactly number. Is 5,079 or 700 or something 90, and I couldn't remember that. That should be on city website. And so I received this compared to, I have most of the signs on each neighborhood, and compared to any competitors in my area. So that's all the signs, all those objective factors indicated
that you were going to win.
I'm going to win. And even media said she's going to win. And many people, she's going to win. So the results come out, is shocked.
Was it in your ward that they found a box that had at some point?
They said they did not count it.
Was it in that ward?
And my ward is one of them.
Okay,
and
you want to share a light on that?
So I sent the scrutiner based on the email, and then I received this. They found the box did not account, and to the election office, and then but there's some strange things happen, and because the scrutiner reported back to me, says they're actually counted something already counted, and in the election evening, and is not the new boxes to be counted. I emailed to election office, so they did respond back to me, but they did not give the detail, and then why is that? So I don't know what's going on, and in the counting process, there's some questions definitely, and from that perspective, my question is still not answered. Yes, still not answered that questions, and because they counted from that voting station, they counted the exactly number already counted in the election. Even instead, they said they have some boxes did not count.
Wow. Okay. So, bearing this in mind, would you say that the election process was fair in the sense of how it all went down, the vote counting, the knowledge of the election staff, and all those factors? Do you think it was fair considering the election result?
So the Edmonton Election Office tried their best and to follow the process, to follow the rule. And however, I'm not sure where is the problem in this process, because the election process is not one single state process. And they had to hire so many workers and work at a station and a voting station to do the counting process, votes counting process, and to do all those paperwork, and then give some of the fact. And one example is about from 6 difference and to 600 difference, and also from other facts and from different candidates feedback, and also my own experience, what I heard, and from my own scrutiners. And then there's still lots of question and lots of improvement, and could happen, and could be better. And then even give only 30% turnout, that is indicate, and this election process has something to improve.
Yeah, to make people come out more to vote. We're hoping to see a turnout of, say, 80%. That would be more representative of the majority, but it is what it is. Anyway, what was your experience like in door knocking and things like that? I've had Giselle General and Diana Steele. They said to me that as a woman, it's not safe to door knock alone. What's your perspective on that?
So I may, I have been doing door knocking since 2021. Mm-hmm. 2021, that's his first time I was running for city council. I did door knocking by myself. Even back to 2021, I did not at that point. And of course, my family, my husband worry about my safety. Say, you go out with a minority Asian lady, go out and worry my safety. But my experience in 2021, I did not even feel any unsafe piece. So that's my 2021 experience. And then I become city councilor. Since I become city councilor, I was doing door knocking every year. And I was engaging with constituents, and because I consider that is part of my job. Right. And so every summertime, and then regular even some winter time, and with big decision, big topic coming, I always go out to talk to the people. And then door knocking is one of the most important approach I used to engage with people. So I did not feel that as a single woman you go out
to door knock on your own
is not safe. But I think I do have a different concern. It's not about the personal physical safety.
Right.
It's about as incumbent as a city councilor, if somebody disagree with your policy, so that conversation could turn to really hot. So that type of conversation could turn really hot. But I'm grateful, even though those type of conversations, the disagreement could turn to really hot. But I still be able to manage the conversation with respectful way. But I do read the one comment somebody who shared on Reddit, and then for that case, for that specific situation, I had volunteer with me when I saw that article published on the Reddit, and we are so shocked because it's not myself their volunteer. I have volunteer with me. I think from that perspective, it's better to have somebody with you.
A witness.
Yes, as a witness, because my volunteer look at it and say, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. What's the road and in this article is not true at all. Because we are there. I had volunteer with me stand beside me when that conversation happened. And so from that perspective, it's better to have someone with you. And because you never know right now with this political world right is so divided. And in the political world, somebody writes something and then is not true.
Could be damaging to your efforts.
Your efforts and your reputation.
Yeah.
And maybe this is some strategy and the competitor, or I don't know. And then I'm not saying they're doing.
I mean, it's a possibility.
And I'm wondering, if there's something, and because right now on social media, there's so many untrue, false information that's spread everywhere.
Misinformation.
Yeah, it's spread everywhere. And then do I have time to correct each of them?
No,
I don't.
You wouldn't.
And my focus is about how I can serve the people I represent better.
Yeah.
Because until October 20th election, I was still city councilor. I was still doing my job.
And trying to get re-elected.
Yeah. And then so I don't have time. I don't have effort to correct all the information. But those information, and then it's become very challenging and for anybody who runs the public office, because the social media becomes a place and becomes a tool is not respect the truth, and it becomes a place and for people to achieve certain their own interests or their own goal and to attack other people. I think this is sad and for our society.
Okay. I looked at your website and it had things you don't support. One of them is high property taxes, and that interested me. What do you think, in your opinion, we could do to reduce property taxes for everyone in Edmonton?
So reduce taxes does not mean reduce the public service level. Service level.
Right.
And I want to be very clear, and I always be clear my intention. And it is about and how we can use the tax dollars to prioritize and focus on the core services our municipal government should be based on MGA, should be focused on, and to serve the majority Edmontonians' needs. Because you cannot use the tax dollars to serve or to provide something and not benefit the tax dollars and not benefit the majority of the people. And because we cannot, as a government, and then we need balance. We need the balance. What is a must to do? What is must to do? Or what is we want to do? We want to do lots of good things. Yeah. And for the good cause. And then we have vulnerable population. They need help. We need to provide that help and for the people. And then, so also we have so many working families there, and they're struggling even for the daily life, and they're struggling even to get food for their kids. Yeah. So there's so many things, and for me, people ask me when I was councillor, what you are going to do, and to reduce the tax. Yeah. So I want to give you an example, and back to 2024. Okay. So. After and the city has 8.9% tax increase, and then that is reached to the point public really angry, and then really struggle and for why our city council even cannot reduce the taxes. So what I did for that year's budget adjustment, so I actually sent the survey out first. So for my budget survey, I'm so happy to see how many participation, and then to my survey, I actually received over 1,000.
Wow! And
to my survey, can you imagine my survey is target my own word?
Yeah.
And some people find out not leaving my word, they participate in the survey. And so even that percentage is not high, then still over 90% of participations are still from my own word. And so over 1,000 at the same year, and our city government sent the budget survey out. And do you know how many participation they received?
No.
Over 500.
For the whole city.
So
you,
my own words.
As an individual, sent out a survey in your ward, and you got about 1,000 respondents.
Yeah, over.
And the city sent out its survey, and it received 500. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I did, that is the first thing I did, is a survey, public survey. I got a very clear picture what our public needs, concerns about our tax money and our city's budget. So that's number one. Number two, I hold the budget town hall.
You did?
I did.
Okay.
I hold
people showed up?
And people showed up, and then I provide the budget documents, that is public documentation, and then so which in front of council for council to approve. So I provide that and to show them, and so what is our city's budget and why this city propose the tax increase, those tax increase in where and which area increase. So I had that open communication and through this town hall. So I get very clear picture, and people told me, so which increase we should not happen at this point, which increase is a priority, we should keep it. So based on that, I prepared 12 motions
for the city,
and during budget deliberation, and to present to the in front of council, and try to reduce the taxes.
Wow.
To reduce the tax. So the 12 motions, none of them passed.
But they were deliberated?
Yes. Okay. Tabled it, and tabled and debated. And so I provided 12 motions, and the categories, like the 5 categories, and based on what I heard from people, and very clear, really well, and then introduced, tabled, and for the attention why. So to answer your question and how we should reduce tax, that is how I presented, and all the solutions, none of them.
Because you can't, it's not your vote alone. It's not Jennifer Rice that will stand up in council and say, reduce taxes. You followed the process.
Yes.
You engaged with your community. You put forward motions, and it went where it went. And I mean, you did the best you could do.
I did the best I could. But this is also bring to the high level, to answer your earlier question, the disconnection. People feel their voice was not heard, and how the city's decision made. And I was actually really shocked to see, with those engagement, this much engagement done, based on engagement, this is what we heard from people, and why our council members did not to make the decision, and based on people told us.
Oh.
And so that could be from a high level perspective to explain their disconnection there. And it'd be even for me to present that 12 motions, I actually received lots of attacks.
From
and then one is a public recorded, and then from my own council member.
Oh wow.
And then they try to say I bring those many motions and is not responsible. Then I spoke out. That is public record. You still can find it from media record. I spoke out, say, if I bring the motion based on what I heard from this many people, is not just my emotion. All this emotion reflect the people.
The wish of the people.
The people I represent. I did the survey, like I mentioned to you. The survey. I did the survey. I did the town hall, and then this is what representative should do. How could this become irresponsible?
No.
So this created a question. When we make decisions, we make decisions based on the people or we make decision based on political gain.
That leads me to want to ask this question. It feels like the city of Edmonton is obsessed with bicycle lanes. Is that feeling true, or is it just a feeling? Because I've seen online reports where people are saying we don't want this in our neighborhood. Nobody consulted us. Nobody asked us anything. We just woke up and there's a bicycle lane. Do you think the city, is it a perception that the city is obsessed with bicycle lanes?
So there, in terms of bike lanes, there are 4 councillors voted against. So I'm one of the 4 councillors.
Oh.
So I don't know public are aware of that or not. So bike lane is part of the active transportation framework, and the city tried to promote it. I understand the principle behind that, and they want to provide the different type of transportation methods and for the people to use. Bike lane is one of them. Bike lane is one of them. And from my perspective as a former councillor, and when this decision come in front of us, and then I asked a few questions. The number 1 question, is this our city's priority? And with limited resources we have, and compared to we have so many nodes needs to be upgraded, needs to be fixed, needs to be widening even. And that is this
a priority
now, or is this a benefit the majority of Edmontonians? And if we do this type of infrastructure investment right now, and so that is number 1 question. Number 2 question, like you mentioned about people said they did not consult it, and then I believe our city did some like public engagement, and this public engagement may not cover everyone, and people sometimes may not be aware of the public engagement is going on, and so it's not about the city did not do, and the city did do. To be fair, city did do it, and it's just the people aware of this public engagement is going on or not, or they covered them or not. So that's the number 2, and is the public engagement sufficient to gather people's opinions on this? So if not, that means this data and this fact is not sufficient for us to make a decision, and then we should not make a decision at that point. So that is number 2. And number 3, and then I disagree with the 1 principle behind, and because they use the back then, the 1 argument come to council is about, if we did not build bike lane, that means people will never use it, and that means we never change how our city provided transportation services, and that means you build first, you encourage people to use, and then you will change transportation method, and then by that way people will drive less and not use car, which I disagree with. And the reason for me to say that, because as a government is not our position to change or control people's lifestyle for them to make their own decision to choose drive or choose use a bicycle. So I am one of that voted against it. And I still thinking, and from future perspective, if our city want to build the city and to attract the different age of people, and then with different transportation services, and we need to do the deep analysis to see what is the current needs and the current priorities.
Endorsements. Did you get any endorsements? And if yes, how did that work? Is it a fair process? I'm asking especially for the role of, I've heard a lot of the things that unions and, groupings do. How did that affect you in your opinion?
I think the endorsement, anybody can do it. I can say I endorse you. Right? Anybody can do it. And it's not about endorsement itself. It's about the endorsement create any unfairness and for other candidates. So from my opinion, and so when I was decided to run, and some group reached out to me asking me to join them to run under their banner, so I decided not to run with any group. I decided to run as independent because I truly believe my work is to
speak for itself.
Yes, my work speaks to itself, and based on past 4 years, my work, I represent people. I'm here not for the interest group, special interest group. I'm not here and for any other agenda. I'm here only for the people I represent. So I decided to run as independent. However, I was surprised to receive endorsement. One day somebody sent me the picture, say, hey, you were endorsed by the group. So the group I was endorsed by, the group is called Ford. Ford. They made their own endorsement, and I was not aware of that.
How would they endorse you if they hadn't spoken to you?
No, so they haven't spoken to me. They just based on each candidate's platform. So because each candidate's platform, they think the platform could be aligned with, they think is the best reflect the best interest of Edmontonians. So that is one endorsement come out, and I was not aware of, but I appreciate they did that. That means, and from that perspective, and my platform and for the campaign and reflect the people's needs, and that is one thing. Another thing, and you talk about there's some other endorsement, and specifically there is a working family group.
I've heard that a lot.
Yeah, so working family group, and they endorsed the bunch of counselors. So they're organized based on the election law, so they are allowed to do that. There is no problem for them to do that. And so I do think, back to the earlier point, is not about endorsement itself, is about endorsement, how this endorsement impact other candidates. And because any endorsement, if organized from third party advertising, and then you follow third party advertising rule, but there's something in the system, there's some gray area. Those gray area and may create the questions, and then public may not have enough information
on these.
Yes, enough information, or they may not have that deep understanding how the systems, what's going on. So that is actually create the entire process, put the question mark on.
So I know you briefly touched on it. Do you think it was right to have political parties in municipal council elections? I know that in 2021 it wasn't there, but in 2025 they said, yeah, it can happen. Do you think it was a good thing? Was it a bad thing? What do you think?
So for me, there is no absolutely answer, but I want to give you my thoughts on it. in certain degree, it provides the benefits for the public to understanding what candidates are going to vote. And because for the candidates under the political party, and they have very clear platform, what they're going to push for certain direction. I think that provides some transparency and some clarity and for the public. That from that angle. Plus, from my own experience and in council, and for the council's votes, for the council how they operated, and is already have that signs to demonstrate which councillors with which type of type of direction to go, and then which type of policies it could have. If those policy or direction is very clear defined and through the election, and the public will know what they're pushing for. And I think that's benefit side.
But a lot of people feel that, having the political parties opened up avenues for, money, finance to play an undue or give unfair advantage to some people and leaving out those who couldn't identify with any political platform. Do you think that happened?
My own experience, I'm independent candidate. I did not join any party, but I still receive lots of financial support. So to me, it's not about you join party, received more, you did not join party, you received less. It's about, are you doing the right thing to represent the public? If you are doing the right thing to represent the public, and the funding will come to you.
Right.
And the first time when I was running in 2021, nobody know who I am. I did not receive lots of funding. So I understand as a new candidate, and when you did not have that proof record to show people, so you may face the challenge to receive funding. And the first time I was experienced, I only received about 9,000 in 2021.
Wow.
But this time, I received more than 80,000. 80,000.
In donations?
Donation, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so
impressive.
That's impressive. And even one day somebody told me you create a history, and it crossed the entire country. And for somebody running for city councilor, raised this much money.
You raised $80,000. Over $80,000.
Yes, I don't need to spend all of them.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, it's still you raised it because people trusted you to give you that much money.
So that's his why for me this election results still shock me. Even yesterday when I was attending another community event, people approached to me and say, we cannot believe this. People still say that. And because that's demonstrated, and people based on, I think that is advantage for the incumbent. But for other incumbent, I don't know how much money is raised, but if you read the article, I raised the most money and more than any incumbent. But I did not, and only one did not re-elect it. Because
the impression is that the more money you raise, the more chances you have of winning.
So then the question is, what's wrong behind this? And all other incumbents were elected. Back to your question of endorsement, they're all endorsed by working family. They're all endorsed by the working family. I was not endorsed by the working family.
So that could have been a factor?
I don't know how to interpret this. I do not want to interpret.
It could maybe unrelated.
And then I don't know how to. I do not want to interpret it because I'm still confused. I'm still confused, and I leave this information publicly for people to make their own interpretation.
Yeah.
And I was not endorsed by working family. All the incumbents, including mayor, was endorsed by working family. They all re-elected. Myself, as an independent, raised this much money, was not endorsed by working family. I I am only incumbent.
That didn't go back. Wow. How does that make you feel?
Of course, feel very disappointed. Very disappointed, and also, like I said, make me feel shocked. But it's because the message is not aligned.
Right.
The message is not aligned here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why you talk about the endorsement.
Yeah.
And you talk about the endorsement, you talk about the money side. So I don't know how to interpret that side. And I did not join the party. I received this much money.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. As we round up, because I wanted to just do this for an hour, and we are at that hour mark, what is your general impression of the state of the city of Edmonton?
Back to the earlier comment, I still feel like our city needs focus on to improve our city's financial health. And then specific for the financial situation, and if you look at the news right now, Calgary is a big city and Edmonton is big. Their new council could
slash the property tax
under 2%.
Yep. 1.64.
Yes, 1.64. And why our council after budget deliberation and even increase
6.9.
Yeah, increase from the proposed 6.4% to 6.9%. I understand that we have the population growth, but at the same time, population growth will bring revenue to more revenue, and because population grows and they pay taxes as well.
Right.
And it is not about population growth. They did not bring money in. They bring the money in, and then those money, did we have the data to show the money they bring in is not sufficient and not enough to provide these services?
Because they need to look at spending as well, not just bring in money.
Yeah, so that is why the public always talking about the spending issue in the city.
Yeah.
But where is that spending issue? And why the council did not look at that spending? Even for me, I try to make every year. I tried. I just give you one example because that's here.
12 motions.
These significant motions I brought in. Nobody support.
Wow.
Yeah, and one councillor or two councillors support it, but they even did not get passed because did get passed. You must have 7.
7 out of 13.
Yeah.
Okay.
7 out of 13. I think that that situation needs to be look into it for the financial piece. Another piece, and then from my own experience, is about our city's economy. And then so we're talking about the safety issues. We're talking about the crime rate increase. And we talk about how the public's perception of the public feel about the safety, even sitting in the home. And then people try to get into the door and try to break in the cars. But what's the root cause for that?
Poverty.
What's the root cause? Poverty. And then if we have the better economy, everybody have a stable job and have the better income. We are blocking off the focus on to create this city. Everybody feel living in this city, they can have stable job. Yes, affordability is a big issue, and then our city always proud of we have the most affordable housing. We have affordable. Yes, the housing prices is low, and people can buy the houses is affordable. Come here, but they need a job to stay here.
Yes, absolutely.
They need a job, and how to create a job? We need to support the business better, and there's so many businesses struggling. There's so many businesses struggling, and then when I was councillor, I actually did put lots of effort to support the local small business, and because there's so many businesses struggling even to survive, And when the business doing well, our city's economy will get better. And so how we get business success and in the city, and how our city's economy and could be better and create more stable job. But I know this is not only city own responsibility, and it is a collaboration between different level of government. And we're talking about, even this morning I watched the news, they talk about fighter learning, and then there actually the full-time job declined so much. And a full-time job, and they try to say, the part-time job increase. But part-time job increase because people cannot survive. They have to find a different part-time job. And some people, like the single mom, doing 3 part-time job and to support their family. And do you think that's his country, that's his city, we want to go to that direction? No, of course not.
Because that's time they can spend doing other, useful things. They're just working and working. No, I think our city needs to become the place. Our city governments needs to focus on our council, needs to focus on to make policy, make the policy direction, and for our Edmontonians to feel they can stay the city, to find a stable job, and that they can have the safe place, and for their kids, for their families, and that is the direction, and then they can enjoy life, and with worry about if their car locked, their door locked, and then they can take public transportation and then feel comfortable. But how we achieve that goal, and to achieve that goal, and from my perspective, the first sense, our city must have very strong financial situation. But how do we have a strong financial situation? We have to have strong economics in place. Impressive. So the last thing I want to ask is, I've been told that I need to promote what I do, and so I'm going to ask you to give a feedback on the process of organizing this interview. What is your opinion on the Agege Bread podcast? Did you listen to any episodes, and what's your opinion?
Yeah, so actually I'm so grateful you reach out and to everyone, and then this is actually demonstrate responsible citizens who care about our city, who care about our city, and because care about our city is care about your life.
Yep.
And your family, your community.
Yeah.
And then, so I appreciate, and then you reach out, and then even though, and I don't know how many people listen to your podcast, but to me it doesn't matter it's small audience or big audience. We need to get our grassroots story, and from general citizen perspective to talk about our city, and to reach out to the people, to the candidates, even councillors, and who actually has impact and to the city. And also what you are doing right now, you are impact, and I'll help, and then how we shape our city direction to move to the direction to meet the ordinary people's needs, as yourself.
Yeah, that's the goal of this. I have a fair bit of reach. I have people who wait for my episodes, and that gives me pleasure. But thank you so much for accepting the invitation and actually showing up to do this. I appreciate the answers that you've given. I will put all this together and I will share the link with you. You can put it out to your constituents. They need to hear your story. They need to know that you worked hard, and know that, because what I'm seeing today in Edmonton is that we're all complaining about the state of the city, but then it got to a time for us to come out and do something, and only 30% went out to vote. We need more engagement. The city cannot stop working because a few people responded to a survey. They'll put out a survey. If 10 people respond to it, they'll do what those 10 people want. And I don't want to be the person who's sitting here and having decisions made for me by other people. I want to participate. So even from my own perspective, I'm going to get more engaged with what the city is doing, look for these surveys, engage with them, participate, put in my answers, and maybe I'll start to see things happen the way I want them. That's the whole essence of my podcast. So,
and may I add one point here?
Please.
I think, and then instead of complain, I understand why we complain, because that impacts everybody's life.
Yeah.
To give some impact for the change. And for example, instead of complain to certain sense or complain about certain people or councillor or public officials, how about, like you did, to really proactive to learn about them, to understand their policy, to learn about their operations and how they operate as an elected official, and also to learn about the candidates, what is there really to do, instead of just look at the social media
and complain,
and then look at all the social media and look at all the negativities. And because lots of social media negativities, misinformation there is not the reality, is not the truth.
Right.
And so for our public to make the right choice, and for our public to really get the government to listen to them, to reflect their needs, to address their needs, look at reality. Instead of look at the social media.
You have me there. Look at reality.
Look at reality and look at what this councillor did.
I like that.
Look at what this councillor did.
Okay.
Look, this councillor did
Don't
for.
base your decisions on social media. I mean, reach out.
Yes.
Jennifer Rice is here. She's sitting in my house because I simply sent her an email. And she's here. She's not in. I don't live in Ipiihkoohkanipiaohtsi ward. So imagine if it's you in her ward reaching out. She will come to you and give you the explanation you want.
Sometimes I saw people's comment on social media, and then I respond to say, if you can tell me, DM me, direct your address, I'm happy I'm happy to come to talk to you further about this. Instead of you just comment on social media without knowing the reality, without knowing the truth and the facts.
Okay.
So I actually did lots of that response.
That's impressive.
And then to the people, but nobody DM me and leave the address say, I'm open to talk. So that is why I say I would like to add this point, and
it's a good point.
This point is not for Jennifer Rice, it's about as a citizen how we can make the responsible choice and to elect somebody and really could make decision to impact our own life.
Impressive. That is a very powerful closing statement. I want to thank you for coming to this conversation. The Agege Bread podcast, we will always do what we can to put information, inform people, make sure that everyone is knowledgeable enough in the decisions that we make. If one person gets benefit from this conversation, I am truly fulfilled. So until the next time that we do this, my name is Emeka. This is the Agege Bread podcast. The series is The Ones Who Ran. Thank you, and until we do this again, bye-bye.